Every year, countless children vanish without a trace. Their families are left grappling with the unimaginable, haunted by unanswered questions that echo through the years. These are the stories that keep us awake at night, stories that gnaw at our sense of security and remind us of the darkness that lurks in the shadows. Today we delve into the chilling and disturbing cases of 5 missing children. These stories are not for the faint of heart. Viewer discretion is advised. Johnnie. A place where life moved at a slower pace, where neighbors knew each other by name and children roamed freely. It was in this seemingly idyllic setting, on the cusp of dawn, on September 5th, 1982, that 12-year-old Johnnie Gosch headed out on his usual paper route. Little did anyone know that this ordinary Sunday morning would soon transform into a nightmare, forever etching Johnnie's name into the annals of unsolved mysteries. Johnnie was a responsible boy, known for his punctuality and dedication. His disappearance, therefore, sent shockwaves through the community. As the morning wore on and Johnnie failed to return home, a sense of dread began to grip the hearts of West Des Moines residents. Frantic calls were made, search parties were assembled, and the once peaceful streets were flooded with a palpable sense of unease. Witnesses came forward with fragmented accounts, each detail adding another layer of complexity to the already perplexing case. Some recalled seeing Johnnie talking to a man in a car, while others mentioned a strange van circling the neighborhood. Whispers of possible abductions and sinister motives spread like wildfire, fueled by the lack of concrete evidence and the growing fear that gripped the community. Leading the charge for answers was Noreen Gosch, Johnnie's determined mother. Refusing to believe her son was gone, she spearheaded the search efforts, tirelessly pursuing every lead and demanding answers from authorities. Noreen's intuition told her that something sinister had happened to her son. She clung to the hope that he was still alive, held captive somewhere, waiting to be found. Driven by this unwavering belief and fueled by a mother's love, Noreen became a relentless advocate for missing children, her tireless efforts pushing the case into the national spotlight. The mystery of Johnnie Gosch's disappearance captivated the nation, becoming a chilling reminder of the vulnerability of children and the profound impact such tragedies have on families and communities alike. As weeks turned into months, the investigation into Johnnie's disappearance took several unexpected turns. A few years later, Noreen received a series of disturbing phone calls from a man claiming to have Johnnie. The voice on the other end of the line provided specific details about Johnnie's life, details only someone close to him would know, sending chills down Noreen's spine. The FBI got involved, but despite their best efforts, the calls remained untraceable, adding another layer of mystery to the already perplexing case. Was this a cruel hoax designed to toy with a grieving mother's emotions, or was it a genuine plea for help from Johnnie himself? Despite the passage of time, the search for Johnnie Gosch has never truly ended. Noreen's unwavering dedication to finding her son has inspired countless others to join the fight for missing children. Her tireless advocacy led to the implementation of the Johnnie Gosch Bill in Iowa, which requires schools to report missing children to law enforcement immediately. The circumstances surrounding Johnnie's disappearance remain shrouded in mystery, a haunting reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of hope in the face of unimaginable loss. The question remains, what happened to Johnnie Gosch on that fateful September morning? Was he abducted? And if so, by whom? The answers, like pieces of a shattered mirror, remain elusive, reflecting fragments of a truth yet to be fully revealed. case of eaten pats. In the face of unimaginable loss. It was June 10th, 1991. The sun was shining in South Lake Tahoe, California, painting a picture of normalcy that would soon be shattered. 11-year-old Jaycee Lee Dugard, a bright and bubbly girl, was walking to a school bus stop. She was just a few houses away from her front door, her stepfather watching her from a distance, when a grey van pulled up beside her. What happened next would become a chilling echo in the quiet town, and a haunting reminder of the darkness that can lurk in broad daylight. Witnesses described seeing two individuals in the van, a man and a woman. They saw the man grab Jaycee, pull her into the vehicle, and then speed away. It all happened so quickly, leaving behind a terrified stepfather and a community in shock. This was no ordinary abduction. The calculated nature of the act The brazenness of it spoke of a plan, a premeditation that sent chills down the spines of investigators and ignited a desperate search for the missing girl. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and months into years. The trail for Jaycee went cold. Her family clung to hope, their home transformed into a shrine of memories, frozen in time. Every birthday, every holiday, was a painful reminder of their devastating loss. Law enforcement followed countless leads, each one a flicker of hope that ultimately faded into another dead end. The case, despite being featured on America's Most Wanted, remained unsolved. The mystery of Jaycee's disappearance deepened, leaving a community scarred and a family fractured by grief. The years that followed were agonizing for Jaycee's mother, Terry Probyn. The uncertainty, the lack of closure, the constant wondering. It was a torment that never seemed to end. Terry became a tireless advocate for missing children, her voice a beacon of hope for other families enduring similar nightmares. But even in the face of unimaginable pain, a mother's love never wavered. Terry never gave up hope that her daughter was alive, clinging to the belief that one day, somehow, they would be reunited. In 2009, 18 years after Jaycee's disappearance, a seemingly unrelated event at a nondescript house in Antioch, California, would unravel a horrifying truth. Philip Garrido, a registered sex offender on parole, visited the UC Berkeley campus with two young girls. The girls' unusual behavior and Garrido's odd demeanor raised red flags with campus police. Their instincts, honed by years of experience, told them something wasn't right. They ran a background check on Garrido, and the results were shocking. Garrido was on parole for a 1977 rape and kidnapping conviction. Further investigation led police to his home, where they made a chilling discovery: a hidden compound in the backyard, concealed behind fences and sheds. And there, living in squalor, were Jaycee Duggar and two daughters' children she had birthed during her captivity. The nightmare that Jaycee had endured for 18 years was finally exposed. Her abductors, Philip and Nancy Garrido, had held her prisoner, subjecting her to unimaginable abuse and manipulation. Emerging from captivity after 18 years, Jaycee was barely recognizable. The trauma she had suffered was etched on her face, a chilling testament to the horrors she had endured. Yet, despite the unimaginable ordeal, there was a strength in her eyes, a resilience that shone through the pain. Reunited with her mother, Jaycee began the long and arduous journey of healing. The world watched in awe as she navigated the complexities of re-entering society, learning to cope with the stolen years, the lost childhood, the brutal reality of her past. Her story, one of immense suffering and extraordinary resilience, resonated around the globe. It served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of children, the monstrous capacity for human cruelty, and the enduring power of the human spirit to overcome even the darkest of circumstances. Jaycee's courage in confronting her past, in sharing her story, inspired countless others. She became a symbol of hope for victims of abduction, a testament to the possibility of finding light even in the deepest abyss of trauma. The Garridos were swiftly arrested and charged with a litany of offenses, including kidnapping, rape, and false imprisonment. The evidence against them was overwhelming, leaving no doubt as to their guilt. They were sentenced to life in prison, their crimes forever etched in the annals of criminal history. But for Jaycee, justice extended beyond the courtroom walls. It was about reclaiming her life, finding her voice, and using her experience to help others. She established the Jaycee Foundation, an organization dedicated to supporting the recovery and healing of families impacted by abduction and trauma. In her memoir, A Stolen Life, Jaycee bravely recounted her ordeal, offering a raw and powerful account of her captivity and her extraordinary journey to reclaim her life. Her words, both heart-wrenching and inspiring, provided a glimpse into the resilience of the human spirit and the transformative power of hope. Jaycee Dugard's story, though born out of darkness, is ultimately one of survival, resilience, and the enduring power of the human spirit to overcome even the most unimaginable adversity. The quiet streets of Salt Lake City, Utah, held a sense of peace on the night of June 5, 2002. Inside the Smart family home, 14-year-old Elizabeth slept soundly in her bed, her younger sister, Mary Catherine, beside her. The night, like countless others, seemed ordinary, unremarkable. But in the dead of night, an intruder crept into their room, shattering the tranquility and forever altering the course of their lives. Armed with a knife, he threatened Elizabeth, whispering that she was being kidnapped, forcing her from her bed and out into the darkness. Mary Catherine, awakened by the commotion, was the sole witness to her sister's abduction. She lay frozen in fear, pretending to be asleep, as the kidnapper warned her not to tell a soul. The weight of the secret, the terror of that night, would stay with her, a chilling echo in the silence of their home. The kidnapper, later identified as Brian Mitchell, a drifter known to the family as Emmanuel, had been hired by the Smarts for odd jobs around the house. He had used that familiarity, that trust, to gain access to their home and commit a heinous act that would send shockwaves throughout the community. As dawn broke, the Smart family awoke to a nightmare. Elizabeth was gone. The frantic search began immediately. The police were called, the community mobilized, and soon Elizabeth's face, her story, was broadcast across the nation. The disappearance of a child, a nightmare no parent should ever face, gripped the city of Salt Lake City. Candlelight vigils were held. Flyers with Elizabeth's picture were posted on every street corner, and the Smart family, their faces etched with worry and desperation, pleaded for their daughter's safe return. The investigation, sprawling and complex, involved local law enforcement, the FBI, and countless volunteers. Every lead, every tip, no matter how small or insignificant it seemed, was meticulously pursued. The pressure to find Elizabeth mounted with each passing day, the eyes of the nation watching, hoping for a miracle. As weeks turned into months, the initial surge of hope began to dwindle. The case went cold, the trail growing fainter with each passing season. But the Smart family never gave up hope, their determination to find Elizabeth fueling their every action, their every breath. For 9 agonizing months, Elizabeth Smart endured a horrifying ordeal. Held captive in the Utah wilderness, she was subjected to unimaginable abuse at the hands of Brian Mitchell and his wife, Wanda Barzi. She was forced to wear disguises, her identity stripped away, her life reduced to one of fear and control. Mitchell, a self-proclaimed prophet, subjected Elizabeth to daily rituals of religious indoctrination and sexual abuse. He forced her to call him her husband and threatened her family with harm if she ever tried to escape or reveal her true identity. Despite the horrors she faced, Elizabeth's spirit remained unbroken. She clung to the memory of her family, to the hope of one day being reunited with them. She drew strength from within, from the love that bound her to her family, from the belief that even in the darkest of times, light would eventually prevail. Her captors, driven by their own twisted ideologies, moved Elizabeth from one makeshift camp to another, always seeking to stay one step ahead of the law. But even in captivity, Elizabeth's spirit shone through. She never gave up hope, never stopped believing that one day she would be free. In March 2003, 9 months after her abduction, a glimmer of hope emerged. A biker, recognizing Elizabeth from a televised program about missing children, spotted her walking with Mitchell and Barzi in Sandy, Utah, a suburb of Salt Lake City. He contacted the authorities, providing a crucial tip that would finally lead to Elizabeth's rescue. The police acted swiftly, descending upon the location where Elizabeth had been spotted. The reunion with her family was emotional. a moment of overwhelming joy and relief. After months of agonizing uncertainty, the nightmare was finally over. The nation breathed a collective sigh of relief as news of Elizabeth's rescue spread like wildfire. Her story, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, captivated the world. She became a symbol of hope, a beacon of light for families enduring similar ordeals. Elizabeth's return, though miraculous, marked the beginning of a long and arduous journey of healing. She had to confront the trauma she had endured, to piece together the fragments of her life that had been shattered by her abduction. In the years following her rescue, Elizabeth Smart emerged as a powerful advocate for victims' rights and child safety. She channeled her pain into purpose, using her platform to raise awareness about missing children, to promote legislation aimed at preventing abductions, and to support other survivors of trauma. She founded the Elizabeth Smart Foundation, an organization dedicated to preventing child exploitation and abduction. She traveled the country, sharing her story, inspiring hope and encouraging resilience. In her memoir, My Story, Elizabeth bravely recounted her ordeal, providing a harrowing yet ultimately uplifting account of her captivity, her unwavering faith, and her extraordinary journey to reclaim her life. Her words, filled with both pain and hope, served as a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times the human spirit can triumph. Elizabeth Smart's story is a testament to the enduring power of hope, the importance of resilience, and the unwavering love of a family. Her journey, though born out of tragedy, is a powerful reminder that even in the face of unimaginable adversity, light can emerge from darkness. These cases remain some of the most haunting and disturbing missing child cases in history. They serve as stark reminders of the vulnerability of children and the importance of vigilance and awareness in our communities. While these stories are filled with heartbreak and loss, they also highlight the incredible resilience of the human spirit. Jaycee and Elizabeth Smart and so many others like them have shown us the power of hope, the importance of fighting for survival, and the strength that comes from overcoming unimaginable adversity. If you have any information about these or any other missing children, please contact your local authorities. Stay safe and always be vigilant.